Hey guys, welcome back to the Sweet Pea Diaries. It's your girl Sweet Pea, and I am back with another video. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back to my channel. And if you are a new subscriber, welcome to the Sweet Pea Diaries. Be sure to like the video, share the video, but most importantly, if you are not subscribed to the channel, be sure to subscribe. So it's been all over social media today. Eric Gabina and Safaree are calling it quits. I guess that there is a video floating around of a Safaree, I guess a cheating video of Safaree floating around, child. I guess he cheated on little Miss Mina. So apparently she has filed for divorce. She filed for divorce in Fayette County Superior Court in Georgia, and we have actually acquired the official court documents. And I was gonna, just delve into it really quickly. We always have a nasty little dirty, nasty receipt over here. We always have a little receipt to, back up what it is we are reporting on. Your girl is good for pulling up those court documents, honey. Well, we have found the damn documents. Look like Miss Mina, she wants the house, she wants full custody of the children, and she wants the house. She wants their primary residence, and it looks like she wants to keep whatever. I guess there is some type of estate or home or property that she inherited. So she wants to make sure that she's able to keep it as well, and that Safaree doesn't get his little hands on that. So without further ado, we're just going to dive into it really quickly and glance over what's in this little divorce. So I'm going to share my screen. All right, so this is just basically the standard divorce complaint. Erica Jasmine Nina against Safaree Samuels. Complaint for divorce and other relief comes now. Erica Mina, plaintiff in the above styled, hereinafter she's going to be, known as the wife, by and through her counsel, relief as follow. Wife is now and has been for more than 6 months preceding the filing of this complaint, a resident of the state of Georgia. Defendant Safaree Samuels, hereafter the husband, is currently a resident of Fayette County, state of Georgia, and is subject to the jurisdiction and venue of this court. Service will be perfected as allowed by law, although husband may choose to acknowledge service. The parties are husband and wife, having been lawfully married on or about September 16, 2019. The parties are currently living in a bona fide state of separation. So they're basically stating that they're already separated. They have been separated prior to going into this divorce proceedings. They are separated. There is one minor child born as issue of the marriage, and her name is Safaree Majesty Samuels, a female child born in 2020, and then one child anticipated to be born in or around July 2021. Hereafter, collectively, they are going to be known as the minor children. Wife shows that she is a fit and proper person to share joint legal custody of the parties' minor children, as well as have final decision-making authority over legal custody matters. So basically what this is stating is that Erica wants full custody, but she's willing to share, custody with Safaree, but she wants primary custody. Wife further shows that she should be awarded primary physical custody of the minor children on a temporary and permanent basis, with the parties having parenting time as determined in accordance with the minor children's best interests. Pursuant to, law, da, 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 wife shows the following. The minor children have resided with husband and wife at the marital residence for the entirety of her life. Wife has not participated as a party or witness or in any other capacity in any other litigation concerning the custody of the minor child in this or any other state. Wife has no information concerning any other custody proceeding. Basically, all of this little jargon is basically saying that, they know that their child is in their custody. There are no other custody battles. There are no other custody, cases in dispute or anything like that. This is just legal mumbo jumbo. Wife shows that the marriage between the parties is irretrievably broken as defined in divorce on that ground. So basically what Erica is saying, that this marriage is beyond repair. We cannot, we have irreconcilable differences. This marriage is broken as defined in, blah 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 law. There being no hope of reconciliation of the parties, and she requests a divorce on that ground. Wife expressly reserves the right to amend this complaint to include additional grounds for divorce. So with these little rumors that are out there in the press that Erica, she discovered that he was cheating, or that there was some type of video floating around that he was cheating and this is why she wants a divorce, she's not stating that in the records. Basically, when a person is filing for divorce and they're going to state that their spouse cheated on them, usually they would definitely put that in the divorce request, because that is definitely a grounds for divorce, and you would definitely win for, cheating, and that is definitely a grounds for divorce. So the fact that Erica did not mention that, she's basically saying that the marriage is broken. There's no hope of reconciliation. She just wants to divorce. She says that she reserves the right to amend the complaint at any time to add additional grounds for divorce. Wife shows that she is entitled to temporary and permanent exclusive use and possession of the marital residence. She stated that she wants the house. She wants primary use of the residence. She wants him to get out. During the course of the marriage, the parties have acquired assets. Wife should be awarded an equitable division of all marital assets, both real and personal, tangible and intangible, between the parties. Wife shows that husband and wife have acquired debts during the parties' marriage, and she asks that same be equally divided by the court. Wife further shows that she is entitled to be awarded her separate non-marital property, including but not limited to inherited property, as well as premarital property. So as I stated, Erica walked into this marriage with property that she inherited, and she is asking the court that Safaree do not be allowed or awarded that property, as it was hers walking into the property. She inherited this property. Wife shows that pursuant to law, blah, 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 provides as follows with regard to the transferring or disposition of property. After a complaint for divorce has been filed, no transfer of property by either party, except a bona fide transfer in payment of pre-existing debts, shall pass title so as to avoid the vesting thereof according to the final verdict of the jury in the case. Basically, they can't sell the house. Pending the final determination by the court of the right of either party to alimony, neither party shall make any substantial change in the assets of the party's estate, except in the course of ordinary business affairs and except for bona fide transfers for value. So the courts are basically saying, what you guys have now, you can't sell off anything. You can't try to hide assets. You have to, unless it's like approved transfer, and if it's like an equal value, then you can, conduct ordinary business affairs. But basically, what this is basically saying is everything the way it is, it has to stay the way it is. Wife insists that husband comply with the foregoing statutes in all respects. Husband is put on notice of not only the law of the state of Georgia, but also on notice of wife's intent to insist on full and absolute compliance by husband. Wife hereby places husband on notice of the following important provision regarding spoliation of evidence. You are hereby notified that Georgia law requires you to exercise reasonable care to protect and preserve evidence relevant to the issues in this case or action. By this notice, you are hereby given notice not to destroy, conceal, or alter any video, audio, paper, or electronic files or other data in connection with this pending litigation, including but not limited to any of the following items that are either presently in your possession or control, or which may become into your possession while this case is ongoing. Any financial records or statements, all income records, all tax records, all expense records, all recordings or evidence reflecting relevant conduct by either party, an item that supports any defense raised by you to this complaint, and or any item which supports any claim made by you in any counterclaim or pleading filed in this matter. You are further notified that failure to comply with this notice may result in sanctions from any destruction or failures to preserve any such evidence, including without limitation adverse inferences against you at trial, as well as an award of expenses and attorney fees necessitate by such okay. Basically, all of that is saying Erica has put Safaree on notice. She is stating that she wants all of the property that she inherited. He is not to be awarded any of that. She is stating that any type of financial records, your bank statements, your taxes, any recordings, anything that we have showing what your income is, what your financial holdings are, you are not to destroy any of this evidence. This also goes for any type of recording or videos that may be out there that she's saying might be existing that shows he was cheating or anything like that. He is not to try to destroy any of that because it has to do with this case. It has to do with the divorce. Dreamweaver Chronicle says Hollywood marriages aren't genuine. Everyone has some sort of dirt that's been exposed, and it's divorce or stay together for the assets. Well, honey, little Miss Erica Nina, she's not playing with Safaree. She has put Safaree on notice. The way this divorce reads, as I was going through the documents, it is very much so Erica filing for divorce. Erica, taking a stance and saying what she is prepared to accept and what she's not prepared to accept. She seems to be in a more better financial position than Safaree is. She came into this marriage a little bit more financially stable than Safaree. She came into the marriage with property. Safaree came into the marriage as a little love and hip hop star. But Erica's career was a little bit more pronounced than his. She had a little bit longer run on love and hip hop, and her assets and her net worth was more valued than Safaree's. You can basically, you can actually get the feeling for that by the way this divorce is reading. As we continue, it states, wife has been forced to expend attorney fees in connection with the filing and prosecution of this complaint for divorce, and shows that husband should be ordered to pay her reasonable attorney fees and expenses of litigation incurred in connection with this action in the event the parties are not able to reach an agreement. Wife, wherefore, wife prays that process issue and the husband be served with a copy of the summons and complaint for divorce, that the standing order of this court issues, that wife be awarded joint legal custody, final decision making authority, and primary physical custody of the minor children on a temporary and permanent basis, with the parties having parenting time as determined in the minor children's best interest, that child support should be awarded and determined in conformity with the Georgia child support guidelines, that the wife be awarded temporary inclusive use and possession of the marital residence, that the wife be awarded a fair and equitable distribution of all real and personal property acquired during the marriage, that there be an equitable distribution of all debts of the parties, if any. So Erica is saying that she wants primary use of the residence, she wants primary custody of the children, but when it comes to the debt, she would like it to be distributed equally. She's saying that we acquire debt, as all husband and wives do. Hi, baby doll. Hello. All couples acquire debt, when they enter into a relationship and subsequently a marriage. It's late, y'all, so my tongue is tired. I've been working all day, but I came to give y'all this live. But yeah, Erica is stating that, honey, we're going to split this shit equally, but we're going to split these debts equally. The wife is stating that she be awarded her respective separate property. As I stated in the beginning of this video, Erica came into this relationship already owning a property that she inherited from her family. So she's stating that Safaree should not have any claim to that property. But I find that, okay, but there have been plenty women that have asked for their husband's property or husband's, assets that aren't theirs, and it wasn't theirs prior to them entering into the marriage. So women, they absolutely are not going to allow. This is very indicative of how a woman operates. She's like, honey, this land or this real estate property is mine. My family gave it to me. You are not going to get your hands on it. But it's always when a woman wants something, honey, she don't care whether it was hers, whether we acquired it. She wanted it all. Y'all know how we do. But Erica is stating that, Safaree should not be awarded her respective separate property. She's stating that the husband be ordered to pay wife's reasonable attorney's fees and litigation costs on a temporary and final basis should the husband unduly expand the course of the litigation. So she's basically saying that she wants this to be cut and dry. She's saying if long as it's just cut and dry and you don't drag this on, I will pay for my own attorney fees. But if you want to drag this out and expand the course of the litigation, then Safaree, you're going to have to pay for my attorney fees. She's also stating that the court incorporate any settlement agreement entered into by the parties into any final judgment and decree of divorce, and that the wife be granted such other and further relief as the court in its discretion may deem equitable and just. So that is basically, it says personally appeared Erica Mina, affiant before the undersigning attesting officer authorized by law to administer oaths, and who, after first being duly sworn, deposes and states that the facts contained in the within and foregoing pleadings are true and correct to the best of affiant's personal knowledge and belief. Here is Erica's signature. It was stamped and dated May 21st. So she filed this in court May 21st. She signed it. As we're stating, Erica filed for divorce. She slapped this divorce, in Safaree's lap on the 21st of May. She is seeking a divorce. The court has also issued a standing order, and we will get into that. Georgia is very well known for issuing standing orders, and basically what those are, they're basically just instructions on how each party is to conduct themselves during this, divorce proceedings. What your stipulations are as far as the children, what your stipulations are as far as each other. Georgia court has issued a standing order as well. So we'll take a quick look at that, and then we just out of here. I just wanted to be really brief and show everybody what was going on with Erica and Safaree. So, domestic relations action, standing order. This is something similar to, I wouldn't say it's a restraining order, but it is and it isn't. It's basically telling the parties how they are to conduct themselves. We're going to read through it really quick. The truth says you ask for everything, then you can negotiate for what you really want, basically. All right, so notice to all parties and attorneys. By the terms of this document, you are under court order to not take children out of the state. You are under court order to not withdraw money from financial accounts. So Safaree, you and Erica, y'all can't withdraw that damn OnlyFans money that y'all are making. Y'all got to leave them OnlyFans money in them damn accounts. Y'all can't be moving OnlyFans money and moving it around. The court said no. It says you are under court order to not withdraw money from financial accounts. So anybody that wants to laugh and say otherwise, honey, OnlyFans is a financial account. Those two are making an extreme amount of revenue off of OnlyFans. If you have a debit card, credit card, whatever type of card, bank account hooked up to that OnlyFans, and you cash out however so often, honey, that is considered a financial account. So their OnlyFans accounts are going to be taken into consideration as revenue. So that was a couple questions that I saw in comments and, all over social media today. What are they going to do about their OnlyFans income? Is that income? Absolutely. OnlyFans is a stream of income. I don't care what it is that they're doing on OnlyFans. OnlyFans is a subscription-based platform. Just because you have people on there that are having sexual relations or they're doing the most on that platform, it wasn't designed for that. That's just what people turned it into during the pandemic. You had people that were doing, private porn shows, and Erica and Safaree were very high gross earnings celebrities on this platform. So OnlyFans is going to be considered a financial account. And the court is stating that you are under court order to not withdraw money from financial accounts. All counsel of record are ordered to advise their clients of their duties and responsibilities under this order. Scope of the order, as authorized by law, the court hereby orders this standing order shall become effective on the first day of July 2020. So I'm pretty sure they did not mean on the first day of July 2020. I really believe they probably meant on the first day of July 2021. They put 2020. This was not signed or put into court until May 21st, 2021. So how is it that, that was just a typo? It should be July 2021. The order applies to all domestic relations actions filed on or after that date, with two exceptions. The first exception is any action in which a judicial order granting family violence or stalking relief has been entered and not vacated. But sections and below still apply for family violence and stalking actions. So what they're saying is this is separate from a restraining order if a restraining order was to be entered. This will also be in compliance, but the restraining order would take precedence. But they also have some family violence and stalking relief in this scope of this order as well. So it's, below still applying for family violence and stalking actions. The second exception is any action for child support in which any agency of the state of Georgia Human Services is a party. Process by which parties are notified. The clerk of court shall cause this order to be completed and then filed in every domestic relations action except those described above by inserting the names of the parties and the case number of each such action. Upon filing by plaintiff, this order binds the plaintiff, and upon service upon any defendant binds that defendant and the parties' respective attorneys. The clerk shall attach copies of the standing order to the original complaint and each service copy of the complaint, and shall provide or mail a copy of the order to the person filing the action. The plaintiff shall pay the clerk's standard copy rate unless approved in advance by order, blah, 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 blah. They're basically stating that this standing order that is issued by the court is going to be sent to everybody, and everybody has to comply. Your attorneys, people that work for you, anything that is associated with you has to comply to this standing order. In some cases, defendants waive service prior to the defendant's filing of the complaint by signing an acknowledgement of service. In such cases, the clerk will attach a copy of the standing order to the original complaint and give or mail 2 copies of the standing order to the person filing the complaint, with instructions that he or she is responsible for serving the defendant with a copy of the standing order and providing service of the standing order in the return of service. Alternatively, the defendant may indicate in the acknowledgement of service that the standing order was served along with the complaint and summons. This order supersedes prior orders. The revised order supersedes all previous standing orders establishing other domestic relations case requirements, including the child support guardian process. This order is effective upon entry and operative unless expressly vacated by written order of the assigned judge. Persons bound by the order. Upon notice by the receipt of this order binds the parties in every such action described in Section 1, their agents, servants, and employees, and all other persons acting in concert with such parties. Parties' counsel and court officials shall timely and diligently comply with the USCR and these internal operation procedures without further order or request. Timely production of income and asset evidence. Each party is directed to exchange with the other party the 3 most recently filed annual personal and majority-owned corporate income tax returns within 30 days of service of this complaint. So Erica and Safaree must each turn in their tax returns to their respective attorneys within 30 days of the service of this divorce filing. The fact that tax returns were filed jointly shall not be an excuse for non-compliance. Each party is directed to strictly comply with the law and uniform rules of Superior Court, requiring timely production of income and asset evidence to the opposing party and to the court at all hearings and trial, including but not limited to production of a financial affidavit, pay stubs, 1099s, W-2s, tax returns, and any other evidence of income verification. As I keep saying, Safaree and Erica, y'all gonna have to turn in them OnlyFans statements. You're gonna have to turn in those OnlyFans earnings. Every bit of income is going to be scrutinized during this divorce. Erica and Safaree have so many different gig working type of jobs, which means like reality shows are considered gig work. You know, you don't really have a job. You just get booked on gigs. So they're going to have to gather all of that information together and present that to each, of their attorneys to support, their case. I really believe that Erica, as I stated in the beginning of this video, I believe Erica is in a better financial position than Safaree. I really do. I know that she had a nice little run on Love and Hip Hop, and she is a really large public figure on social media, and she gets paid handsomely for Instagram posts and promo and all of this. So all those little things that it takes to be a social media influencer, all the little income and all the little ways that they hustle to make money, and they're selling lip glosses, and they're always got some shit they're peddling. All of this stuff is going to have to be gathered. So I hope Erica understands that all of this has to be gathered. It's easy to just get a lawyer, put together the paperwork and boom. But when you're a gig worker, you're social media, and you got to prove what your income actually is, what your net worth actually is. How are you going to judge what your net worth is? Based off of Instagram, based off of OnlyFans, based off of gig work, off of Love and Hip Hop. So everybody is, they're filing for divorce. And, as we comb over these documents, it's just like, yeah, this is not going to be as cut and dry and easy as they think. Proving assets and proving that Safaree is capable of paying you the amount of child support that I'm pretty sure she's going to be asking for 2 children, this just might backfire on her. Yes, we know Safaree and Erica Mena to be social media influencers, or, I would say D-list celebrities, and maybe, they're getting a little coin, but it's not as relevant financially as people may think it is. They have these lavish lifestyles, they have these homes, cars, all these things that they have to pay for, but they don't really have stable income. It's like you sign a contract with Mona Scott, VH1, Love and Hip Hop. You don't know how long that's going to be. Then now that COVID, attacked everybody's livelihood as far as their little walkthroughs and little concerts and shit that they were doing, they got a monkey wrench through in that. So it's like, what does she think is going to be able to be proven in court as to what their financial status is? So asking for, alimony and child support, and asking that Safaree pay for your litigation and all of this. Safaree ain't got coin like that. He ain't got coin like that. And speaking on the divorce happening so fast, I mean, everybody is saying, talking about how, Hollywood relationships don't last and whoop-de-whoop. Well, you have to understand, first off, these people are young. And anytime you have young adults attempting to have a public relationship and everybody in the public is in their relationship, that's very hard. You got people all under the comments constantly stating that Erica's daughter looked like, you know, the other guy from Love and Hip Hop, Rich Dollars, and they were, fighting over that. Where Safaree, he had an attitude about that, and he was feeling upset about that and questioning, was the baby his, you know. So they are constantly under scrutiny and they're constantly being dragged into the media. And then you got a young man trying to live out his, fantasies on OnlyFans, and all these thirsty women in comments. So what makes you think that he's not going to go off and cheat, or, you guys aren't going to be caught up in a cheating scandal? Y'all are living your life out loud all on social media. You're all over OnlyFans. You're all over the Instagram. Safaree is constantly thirst trapping. He's constantly taking pictures with his shirt off and muscles out and all of this. How do you think that you're going to have a marriage, and especially that it's going to survive in Hollywood or, in the press, if you guys are constantly living your life in the public eye? I mean, the OnlyFans, to me, that was just, a disaster waiting to happen. A married couple, people could say, well, they're married and, they're on OnlyFans, they're married. It doesn't matter. When you invite the public into your marriage and into your private space, your relationship, your marriage, that should be off limits. When you invite the public into that, you're asking for trouble. You're asking for cheating scandals. You're asking for people to be sliding in those DMs and he going out meeting up with somebody. You're sitting home pregnant. You're barefoot and pregnant again. You guys invited the public into your marriage. Erica, you invited the public into your bedroom. Having your private sexual life and, your bedroom life be played out in the media and all over OnlyFans, that was a disaster waiting to happen. So I'm not surprised that they are headed for divorce, that she filed for divorce. Whether or not Safaree cheated or not, who knows? But it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. These are young people, young celebrities that, what is it left for them to do? They buy everything. They splurge on diamonds, jewelry, clothes. They're constantly posing, going to this trip, that trip. They're all over. What else is it to do? Once you've seen, Erica Mena and you had Erica Mena, it's like, okay, the thrill has worn off. Now I need something else. This is a man that was with Nicki Minaj. Like, Safaree has had top of the line. He's been exposed to the finer things as far as celebrity and being out in the public eye. Child, Erica Mena, that was a step down as far as I'm concerned, from Nicki Minaj to Erica Mena. That was a step down. But as I said, looking at those documents and just combing over them really briefly, it looks like Erica was in a better financial situation coming into this marriage than Safaree. She's asking for her property that she walked into the marriage with. She's asking that Safaree be not awarded that. It must be a piece of property she inherited from her family, probably somewhere over in Puerto Rico or something like that, or wherever she's from, probably some land that her family, she got awarded through an inheritance or willed to her or whatever. So yeah, take a look over at those documents if you can. Evening, Miss Sweet Pea. Hi, Miss Mary. I am good. I'm good. I'm getting the audio together for Tasha K for the lawsuit between her and Cardi B. I have the audio, of their little court hearing. So I'm trying to get that together so I can give you guys that little bit of tea and let you hear the audio of the judge, slicing and dicing. But yeah, I mean, this was a disaster waiting to happen. Erica Mena and Safaree headed for divorce does not surprise me at all. Doesn't surprise me at all. Marriages in Hollywood do not last. When you live your marriage in the public eye, it does not last. It does not last. So drop in the comments and let me know what you think. Do you think that OnlyFans is an income? Do you think that the OnlyFans earnings are going to have to be reported with this marriage? I absolutely believe that. The documents state that every financial earning has to be reported and turned in. Isn't OnlyFans a financial earning? Instagram, YouTube, everything that they have that is all over social media, because they are social media influencers and they are public, public people, they are public personalities. OnlyFans, Instagram, all of that is going to be taken into account. Do you think she is going to be paying spousal support? I'm going to tell you this. Whoever is considered to be the breadwinner, whoever is considered to be more financially stable and has a higher net worth, they will be paying spousal support. It would not surprise me if Erica Mena, if this does not backfire on her. It does not surprise me that as a woman, she thinks going into this that she's asking for this and that. I want spousal support. I want alimony. I want child support. This, that, boop, boop. But what people do not understand, when you are already in a marriage, sometimes that backfires on the person that is in a better financial position. You may end up paying alimony. You may end up paying child support, especially if you have partial custody. If you have partial custody, or the times that Safaree has the children, Erica would have to pay Safaree child support. And she would have to pay alimony if it is determined that she is a higher, she has a higher net worth. So I am not going to, say that, oh, Safaree's going to have to pay this, that, and the third, because in my opinion, I really believe Erica was worth more than Safaree. And I don't think that people are paying attention to that. I think that people are just wrapped up in the fact that, oh, Erica and Safaree are headed for divorce. But no one is paying attention to what really happens in a divorce. Just because she's asking for spousal support, child support, doesn't mean she's going to get it. She can ask for anything in that divorce decree. She can ask for anything. Doesn't mean she's going to be awarded that. They have to determine who is financially, above who. Is Erica the breadwinner? Is Safaree the breadwinner? Is Erica more has a higher net worth, or does Safaree have a higher net worth? It doesn't work like that. It doesn't go, oh, Safaree makes less than me. I make more than Safaree, but Safaree still has to pay me spousal support. No, it doesn't work like that. The person that has more money is the one that's going to have to pay the spousal support. Agreed. I'd be surprised if she was worth less than him before their marriage. To be honest with you, I believe that he was worth less than her. I believe Safaree has a lower net worth than Erica Mena. You guys really, you got to take into account. Erica had been on Love and Hip Hop longer than Safaree. She's a high earner on Love and Hip Hop. She's not like a friend. She's a high earner on Love and Hip Hop. And she had a long run on that show. Not to mention her social media is more prevalent. It's more, she makes more money on her social media. Now, I don't know where Safaree is now with social media, but Safaree was not, he don't have as many followers as she did coming into the marriage. Then with this OnlyFans thing, they both blew up on the OnlyFans. But and she's stating that she came into the marriage with property. She owns property. I don't know how much that property is worth. I don't know, how do we know? And that's going to be added into her net worth. How much her property is worth, is it land? Is it a house? What is it? We don't know. All it says in the paperwork is that it's, property that was inherited. And she doesn't want him to be awarded that. She believes that she should be keeping that, because it was willed to her. She inherited it. So, just because these people are loving hip hop or they're just on Instagram, some of that is, they make a pretty penny. When you got millions of followers and stuff like that, they pay you really good money for posts, and they pay them good money for promo. So I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised if this backfires. If this backfired on Erica, you guys got to realize, what did he really have? His music wasn't popping like that. He only was on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood for a little brief moment in time. Then he went over there to New York with Erica Mena because he was clout chasing off of her and clout chasing off of the New York people and being all outrageous like that. Safaree, he played the cards right to still get casted on Love and Hip Hop. But coming into the game, Safaree was broke. He didn't have anything like that. So you guys got to think about that. Whoever's net worth is more, that's who's going to have to pay spousal support. Child. Unless he says he doesn't want any money, which he may do. Honey, I believe that Erica Mena is worth more than Safaree. That's just my thoughts. I believe that she's worth more than Safaree, and I believe that this is going to backfire on Erica, and he's going to end up not having to pay spousal support. She's going to have to end up paying it. Can't say I'm surprised about this breakup. This is when lust drives a relationship. Think lust is love and then get hitched and then stuff fizzle. Exactly. And with them allowing the public into their bedroom, like I said, doing all of these OnlyFans and all this crap, when you allow the public into your relationship, that's a disaster. But when you're inviting them into your bedroom, now you got thirsty females. They're out of line. They're out of order. You got thirsty men. They're out of line, out of order in the comments and say, you don't know who's creeping in DMs, all of this. They set their own selves up for this. When they decided to do the OnlyFans thing, that was a mistake. It was just a mistake. They should have never did that. I just checked and it said his net worth is higher. I could be wrong because I looked really quickly, but does he have any credits on Nicki's music? I don't know. I think he might, but we don't know what these people's net worths are. That stuff that's on, the internet, celebrity networks. Hey, Sweet Pea. Hey, Kelly. We don't know. I really don't pay attention to that stuff that is on celebrity net worth. We don't know what those people's net worths are. They don't know. That stuff is not accurate. You know what I'm saying? They had, people having net worths that haven't even rapped or did things in a long time, and they still got these people having $1 billion and all that. That celebrity net worth stuff is not accurate. So, you got to go off of court records and, tax records and stuff like that, take into consideration property, all of that, plays a part into your net worth. And it doesn't have anything to do with all to do with just bank accounts and financial, like, paper money and money that you could actually count. It has, your net worth includes, property you own, cars, houses in different states, businesses you might own, your online net worth. All that stuff has to be taken into consideration. They drive income. These people, like I stated in the beginning of the video, these people are gig workers. They are gig workers. They book gigs. They get paid off of gigs. Love and Hip Hop is a gig. Getting paid to host at a club is a gig. They do gig work, and they are social media influencers. So their Instagram revenue, their OnlyFans revenue, all that stuff is part of their network. They're not like us and regular people that, we just go to work and we got a W-2, or people that have a business and, you got your 1099, or, you file different type of taxes. They are gig workers. They have different type of revenue requirements. So all that stuff has to be taken into consideration. So like I said, her social media presence is worth more. She was worth more money before she got married to Safaree. I really believe that. I don't think Safaree is, I don't think he's as financially, stable as everyone would like to think he is. You got to realize these people are only on social media. They are only on Love and Hip Hop. So if you look at who's the heavy hitter on Love and Hip Hop, it's Erica Mena. It's not Safaree. Erica Mena is a heavy hitter when it comes to Love and Hip Hop, as far as financially. So like I said, I would not be surprised if she is not made to be the one to pay alimony. I've seen it happen many times where a woman goes into a divorce asking for alimony, and she come out paying alimony, because once the courts tally up everything and everybody's income is calculated, the woman that turned out that she makes more than the husband. So she has to pay spousal support. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen where women actually turn out to have to be paying child support. And it's when they have a shared custody, because she was determined to have a higher income. So if you see them resolve this conflict and Erica decides not to divorce Safaree, it might be because she figured out it's cheaper to keep him. She might have started being advised that hey, you're gonna have to pay this, you gotta do that, and she might backpedal. Once she figure out that, oh my God, they're gonna make me pay alimony. It doesn't always work out like that, ladies. Don't always work like that. You got more money, you're gonna have to pay, my dear. So I'm interested to know, what do you guys think? Who has the higher net worth, Safaree or Erica? You are more than welcome to leave your thoughts in the comments. We are always, happy to receive your feedback, your thoughts, whether it's good or bad. We love interaction over here. So I would love to see what everybody has to say about that. Who is the higher grossing earner of the Samuels house? Is it Erica Mena or Safaree? Drop in the comments and let me know what you think about that. On the flip side, we will be back. I'm going to play the audio for Tasha K, Cardi B. I'm just going to let the audio play so y'all could go crazy. I love y'all. Be right back.